just want to say, like, I spend time for the feelings. So for the feelings, I spend time, and the feelings is also your aura, your energy, things that come deep too. That when you come around a person that you see that you have a beneficial feel for that person when it comes to, there's essence between your roots, my roots, and things that on earth, it comes from above to earth to settle things, to make things right together. And I go for that feeling. So these moments and this, the journey affiliated with it is a spiritual journey companionship. For instance, like, I can meet these are different times where, I meet a certain person, and I'll be honest, like, so we talking, and then all of a sudden from the talk we get a little more closer. We feeling that we engaging in what this feeling is giving off. Meanwhile, I see somebody else coming around, looking through this was like in Philly, like in the Pocono, so there's trees and stuff from one tree to the next, and then coming closer, and just I felt those observation, and I feel everything around me, but this was like an observation that was focusing on me and the individual. So I be like, I know there's something here, like, what is this thing lurking, like it looking like a raccoon or something going on, like, but it's a person, like, walking around like with animal instincts, and I don't know, like, so I address it to the individual is like, oh yeah, we had something going, and that's not what I'm doing, that's not it right there, that's not me to address. So I'm like, are you sure? Because the person is like really really focused, and not trying to go anywhere, and trying to get closer. So the individual is like, don't worry about. I'm like, did you said you were talking, you was involved, and does the person know that you don't want to be involved anymore? I was like, nah, he'd be okay. I didn't really go there with him, but this was something that we were talking, and we come here every holidays, and we meet up. Like, we met up and we were talking when we went to our separate states, and then I came back. So he's probably expecting me, but I wasn't expecting, my feelings to be turned over right here with you. So I prefer to stay. I'm gonna stay right here with you. And I'm like, are you sure you don't want to let him know anything? Nah, he'd be all right. I'm like, all right. I'm just, because I'll be honest. I'm like, if you have something, a lot of times, like, there's this thing that happens within the aura. It's like you want to feel like you need to be together sometimes. And then when I meet someone, like, for the first time, I'm generating all your energy from your presence and what you're giving off, and I'm giving you that same energy, and I'm actually reflecting it. It's like I do like a freestyle type, whatever generates from that energy. I start, it's like painting. It's like an art, like a masterpiece. Like, little by little, I'm expressing it by words, and I'm talking to you in this matter and this aura. I feel like it's it gives a hypnosis type of thing, like makes you forget like where you at, and in that moment is about that energy. So I feel it too. The only thing is that I don't numb myself, nor like my focus takes out. Like you can clearly see, like I'm focused, and the things that I'm telling you, you be stunned. Like, oh, like you notice that much about me. Oh, like you could get like that with me. Like I have never, like I've been in a relationship, and when that's being like, so it's like she comes in and out, and then she's like, oh yeah, I'm with somebody. So I'm like, oh okay, so we just, this is our stop. This is where I go my way and you go your way. I'm with my cousin too, so it's time for me to part. So as I'm trying to part, the individual that I just met, she is just put. She's still like in that stunned moment, like, and instead of moving and going going the individual way that she was intentionally going, she ain't going anywhere. So I'm like, I stop in the middle, because I look back and I'm like, oh, everything is okay, you good, like like you could, we could just spend some time together, and no words are coming out of. I'm like, you be okay, all right? And as I'm walking away, because she mentioned, she had somebody to be with, and she was seeing the person. She was about to see the person. So, and I could see that this person never went out of like just going off with someone and forgetting that she had, because it's not like she was trying to play him or do anything like that. Although when I'm saying that the calling is more than just being with a moment with somebody, is more than that, especially when you could like get into people's roots and you start like elaborating through it, through your frequencies. People feel and know that this is right. It's like right no matter what. It's not like you're trying to deceive and cheat and things, right? It's a different thing, because no matter what happens between the moments, if she was to come, it would just be something that is that neutral. Is a mutual feeling. It's not to go, against whatever. That's why I like the whole structure with like dating and things like that. I could say my experience is not like, oh, let's structure this and go date. Like, it's whatever the aura gives off is a true thing. It's not like, between people having like, oh, that's game, oh, that's, I never look at, because I never tell, like, I see people that they read books to know what to say to the individual, or they hear something that somebody say. That was always an issue with me. People will want to know and ask the person that they want to talk to, what did I say, what did I do, and then they like to incorporate that in their own like style of being, and thinking that that's what gets the individual, and it's always different. So it's like, it's not, you could see that it's not like a game that I play. Everybody has their own aura, roots, and things that we could carry on with, So this is what I speak of when I'm like, what, after seeing and really like focusing on like, what is this structure that is out of the nature, and it's not really catering. It's because I from what I experienced ever since I started, coming together with individuals to go on spiritual journey, companionships, like it has none of these structures that has to do with like, oh, you in a relationship, you dating, or you doing this, you doing that it doesn't go together with my nature. It never was a part of my nature to structure and put my being of like sharing and putting to and coming together for it, it never had that. It never defined. It was never defined by these practices. So, and I mean, even with there was another individual we met. We met through the frequencies of what we putting ourselves out in certain places and things. Like, this individual was coming like to NYC for like poetry places where you just, you express yourself, you have pieces, and you have a piece that you're putting out for people. As soon as I saw this individual, this individual was coming from like Jersey, and the individual had 2 childs. And this was the time I wasn't even like, I didn't even want to be like expressed with any individual, and with like a child, being that, like, I don't know how to go about it, even if that feeling is strong. I had a strong feeling about this individual, and I saw the individual for the first time when I was on stage. It was actually the first time I got a standing ovation for one of my pieces that I put out, and it was about that time, and I stepped out, and the individual was out there. I spoke to the individual. We exchanged numbers and things, and then I found out she was, I was talking to her before she came back for another poetry meet, and it was in a different place. There was different poetry spots in NYC. So by that time, I saw how she was with her. I found out she had the individual had two childs, and the way she was interacting, and the way she was expressing to me how, the father of the child's not like involved, and she wasn't really out there trying to talk, but because how I came to her and how I approached her, it was something different. So she was feeling it. So I'm like, good, because I'm there too with you. So we she comes along, and we end up expressing ourselves when it coming together in our journey companionship, and then she goes back to Jersey, and I'm talking to her and over the phone, and she's telling me about, because I'm like, so are you still like, is there anybody else like in the picture? And she starts telling me, yeah, it's like this girl that she's talking to. So I'm like, how do you go about that? Like does that person know about like how you feeling with me and things that are going on? Like, it's like, nah, not necessarily. And I'm like, how would that person like feel? And I'm like, well, the person is still supposed to be around, like, and I'm really feeling you. And she was there, and she's a nice person, and it's open like that, but although she don't know about you, and she probably wouldn't want to know about what's going on, although it's like an open thing, because it's something that she wants to be more tight with me for. And I don't really I really didn't express to her that it's gonna be that tight, but I know for a fact that letting letting her know that why it's not that tight and where is it going, like she knows there's a question mark, it's not there. So I'm like, all right. And then she brings the girl over to one of the we go to another poetry thing, and that day she brings the girl over because they have a frequency together and they make music together. So they were gonna do their piece, and I'm like, all right, bet I'm gonna be there for you, you know. So I'm hearing her pieces through the phone, because she seen, like, you know, the individual seen how I do when I get on stage. So she was feeling, she liked me, you know. She even had my stage. I was changing my stage name. She picked a stage name for me and everything, and I started using it. So she was really supportive, and I was like, we gonna make this happen. No matter where we go, you're gonna do your thing, and I'm gonna do my thing. And the way we're gonna keep supporting, no matter who you with, who you partner with doing your frequencies and your music, we're gonna take this and we're gonna. Anywhere we go, they're gonna know who we are. You know what I'm saying? So you good. So she's just laughing over the phone. She was like, I like your spirit. You know, boom boom. They come through. They say they piece, and they do their thing. And I'm like, damn, it was nice. You know. So I give them their standing ovation, and I'm really, like, you know, popping off for them. And at the end of the day, like, I think it was snowing and stuff, and it's like, man, like, we might be snowed in by the time we get over there. You know, things are gonna be closed. We might not be. And then, like, her girl is like, yeah, but if we leave now, we gotta leave now, then we can make it. And I'm like, or you could stay over. And then she starts laughing. The individual I'm talking to, not her girl's just like clueless, but like, she was open around because she saw the energy I was putting out. It made the crowd. It made, like, I moved the crowd. I made the mood in the place where we were doing, like, our pieces and poetry and music. Like, I gave them that good present feeling, and that way to just, you know, just make yourself go when you're on stage. Like, it's just you, and you own it, and that's what it is, you know. Because, you know, it's like, when you're on stage, there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of presence that you give and put out. So I was making sure that I catered to that, and her girl was feeling that. And then my individual, she's feeling it because she just puts it out there. Oh, you want both of us to go to your, you know. So I'm like, yeah, what's wrong? She's like, oh, you wanted to go on tonight. And I'm like, I'm looking at both of them. Hey, you say, you know, well, what can I say? The snow, the elements is not in your favor. Well, we could make it a good night. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? And then she's trying to look at the girl to see if she could, like, pick up and say, like, something. And I'm looking at her girl to see what, you know, was really good, because it's all good from there. Like, I wasn't gonna, I really, like, there's been different situations where cousins or sisters that, you know, there's no deciding, like, who is gonna be with who, and we just, like, in this thing, and they never been in this in the feeling of going that way. Like, who's gonna, like, we having a good time, but we both want to be there with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that type of stuff. That always been in the equation of That's why I said there shouldn't be no structure. There's never been a structure for me to be like, all right, we're dating and you with me and this and, or, because if I'm together and I don't feel like, I could be straight up like, yeah, I'm not going anywhere with nobody. I'm here with you and this is what it is. But if I'm not in that situation and then I'm meeting, certain individuals that are, we're like, this energy is just coming together and they never done anything like all together type stuff, and nobody would ever even think that because they never done anything. But when it comes, just when you bring that energy in and it's honest, nobody's being like hiding anything, and the feelings is just there for all of us to share it. I don't see why is that, why we have to live in this sort of like structured thing that you have to do this like this, and this is how when you get like, that's why that's why by this time in my life there is none of that. There is no, oh, I'm boyfriend and girlfriend, but if I'm being with you, you're gonna see that I'm being with you. It's not like a dishonest, I'm gonna be behind people's back, lying and cheating. I don't even cheat. I don't even date. It's not even none of that. If I'm sharing my life and bringing life in, and if I'm doing you're gonna see that. You're not gonna see anything else. And I'm 100% with everything, because I see how the frequency is run, and I see throughout my whole life, I've always been dishonest. I had to tell individuals to put it out there, like, hey, you don't want to let him know, like what's really, we're looking like a raccoon getting closer and closer, like. So, yeah, from these points, like, I just want to make my energy, relevant and there, because like not everybody puts themselves, like people put their egos, people put their materialisms, people put their status before anything, and before these raw feelings come in, and then like I can see how from the beginning of time, when people are on earth, and they like, what is it that, from how we receive energy and how the energy is pulled, and how we bring it here on earth with all living things. Like I've been in touch with that, with meditating. My grandma, she was always meditating, and there was not a day that I felt off. Like I was always in touch with people, places, and things that bring and give and cater to this energy. And that's what I'm here. Like I live that. I don't give less than that. So I just want to let everyone, know about themselves, so they could feel energy, know how to be around it, how to cater to it. It means more than just, oh, I have to have a status, I have to look like this, I have to do this like this, like some structured thing out of your nature. It's all love. What you do is what you do. And like the saying, like, oh, if you don't do this, like, there's no pressure ever. So you're not gonna feel any of that. You're just gonna feel a good warmth and enlightenment when I'm coming around. And if you're feeling me in that way, you're gonna feel that way. And then if we go express that together, it's gonna be 100.